Hello, John here, back with my first video of 2015, and it's going to be my top 10 bots of 2014. Now, last year I didn't get as many bots as I'd like, and if you remember, I was going to do top 5s of my 2013 bots at the start of last year. However, after the Generations video, we got a phone call from the estate agent that we were with at the time, saying that the landlord served us a 2 months notice and he wanted us out the place. The reason for this was quite simple. We had asked the estate agents, and the estate agents had been on him for ages to get the front door and the windows in the house replaced because they were wholly inadequate, and the house was constantly freezing. But so rather than actually doing that, he decided to give us a 2 months notice, which led us having to scramble for a place. Thankfully, the house you see I'm filming this in, fucking tongue-tied, is the house we're in now, and that took a lot of money to get this house into the shape we wanted it to, because it's a council house, social housing, whatever you want to call it. Anywho, that landlord was quite frankly a bastard, and he did get his just desserts in the end, because it turns out his house is riddled with dry rot, and it's going to cost him a shitload to fix, and from what I gather, he hasn't done it yet. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Here is my top 10 bots of 2014. So, as always, starting with number 10 and working our way up. Oh, now I must say that the bots I do have in this top 10 weren't necessarily from last year. It's just the bots I received in 2014. Anyway, on with number 10, and it is Mini Prime Ultra Magnus. He is a little redeco of the Prime Magnus, the Prime from the Cyberverse line. I think that was still called Cyberverse then, and he was acquired in the Great Home Bargains Wave 4 race of 2014, and he's just a nice neat little Ultra Magnus to add to my ever-growing Ultra Magnus collection. Number 9 is Transformers Generation 1 Landfill. This bot was given to me by Dorian, aka Vigadeth, and he's also a bot I had from my childhood. I can always remember taking him into primary school and being the only one that could transform him. When you do it now, obviously as an adult collector, it is quite easy, but back then a lot of us did struggle when we were little playing with these Transformers. It's just nice to have another piece of my childhood back in my collection. Number 8 is Generations Rat Trap. I do like his robot mode. It's pretty cartoon accurate. His alt mode not so much, but I wasn't buying him for his alt mode. This brilliant mode here just sells him for me. Number 7 is Generation Scoop. Now, this was a bot, as I've already mentioned, I was never ever going to buy, but thanks to Brentasaur and the Transformers YouTube community for allowing the Secret Santa, Brent had set it up, and I got the Mighty Dave shot in. So he sent me this figure, and he's had admitted to me that basically it was his favourite, so he wanted to send me a Generation Scoop. And it's not just the figure, this represents also that a friendship I'm striking up with Dave Shotton. We've been speaking through Facebook Messenger about various things. So while it's nice to have another bot in my collection, it's more nice to have another fellow trans fan friend. Number 6 pick is Generations Rhinox. This is a fantastic representation of the Beast Wars figure, and is pretty screen accurate, I'd say. Again, much like Rat Trap, his alt mode isn't the best. It's certainly a lot better than Rat Trap's, but he is a Voyager, so he has more money, I guess, to play with in design. Excuse the phone. And yeah, just another brilliant bot to add to my collection. I do wish they would do more Beast Wars figures in the line though. Moving into my top 5 bots now of 2014 is Generation RC at number 5, obviously. Just finally, we actually have an official RC figure in our collection that is based on the Generation 1 design. There's a lot of movie figures that have the name RC, and obviously the Prime RID RC. But this is finally a Generation 1 figure. It really doesn't have many flaws. I don't know where the complaint about the backpack has came from, but who knows. Personally, I think it's fantastic, and unless we get a massive piece figure of RC, then this one isn't going to be topped anytime soon. Number 4 is Leader Class Generations Jetfire, an absolutely fantastic mould with a nice little nod there to his Generation 1 roots. And what can I say apart from mine has a little sugary legs? He's brilliant, and a brilliant alt jet mode to boot. Number 3 on my list is Energon Ultra Magnus. Now, he is one of the 2 Holy Grails I got this year for my collection, particularly for my Ultra Magnus collection, so you can probably guess who number 1 is. Spoilers. But I know this is a repaint of Armada Overload, but I really think he does suit the Ultra Magnus colours, even though he's quite a little small, chunky and beefy beast. He still represents an Ultra Magnus character to me. Absolutely fantastic figure, fantastic plastic, nice and heavy, and a brilliant over the top alt mode. Number 2 is Masterpiece Wheeljack. This is the only Masterpiece figure I got this year. I did want to get Masterpiece Bumblebee, but finances said no. But I'm glad I got this guy over Bumblebee, as I've always wanted a really nice representation of Wheeljack in his original Lancia Stratos alt mode. The Generations one is fantastic and I won't be getting rid of that, it's still brilliant, but this is definitely the definition of a Masterpiece Transformer. And number 1, if you know me well enough, you've probably guessed it right. It is Transformers Robots in Disguise Ultra Magnus. I don't know what size class this would be. I'm guessing today's class would be Leader, it could be Ultra maybe, I'm not sure. But he is a figure specifically for my Masterpiece, my Ultra Magnus collection I've wanted for at least 2 or 3 years now. And he's always been so expensive to get complete. You can usually buy him missing parts relatively cheap, but I wanted a complete specimen, not necessarily mint in box, just a complete Ultra Magnus figure. And I do have his missiles and his gun that goes with this. This is just absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad I waited out and got him for under £20 it was, which is an absolute steal going by some prices people want for this figure. So that has been my top 10 Transformers. Hopefully I've numbered them right as I went along. I have been distracted during filming, be it by the cat or other things. So if the numbers are a bit higgledy-piggledy when I say, don't worry, it is still going to be edited in order 10 to 1. And I want to say I'll be making more videos soon, and hopefully I will be now. Things are certainly more settled and we're getting into a bit of routine with my son. So hopefully I'll see you very soon for more Transformers related videos, and maybe some news about Transformers with my pal Retro Paul.